your job? Is it what you just went to go down? I'm sorry if
I am sorry, because that means I'm not doing a very good job. I got excited.
Well, I'm thinking like your videotaping, say like at the bride signing your dress.
Yeah.
So is that what a bride would hire you for, to do all the background?
Yes.
Are you going to address that later?
You know, I think I got so excited I totally jumped over it. So let's thank you.
This is interesting. This is what blew me away.
Yeah.
Just tell people what you do and what you don't do.
Yeah, this is why I should have written down notes, because I get excited.
You're not Ron at a wedding.
Nope.
Photographic.
Nope.
So conversation.
So this is a new niche to weddings. Brands and bigger companies have been doing this since the invention of social media. But in the past year and a half, 2 years, we've now seen what I do adapted to weddings. Essentially what I do is I am the hired phone at your wedding. Couples hire me to come in and literally be their phone. So as if you were the bridesmaid, or you were the best friend, or you were the photographer's second shooter or assistant, I'm the phone all day. I push that phone to its absolute limit. So the way that Ron knows his camera, I know the phone. And so I can get you the best, highest quality clips. You get them all within a day. So within 24 hours, the couple has all these clips, right? And they're theirs to share. They can share them on social media. They can edit them into reels if they want. If they saw a TikTok trend that they really liked, like, I'm the phone that's doing it. And so this started as couples hiring me directly. This year, we added vendor content. And so that's where I met Ron. And so in that year of doing this for clients and couples, very quickly realized that there was massive demand on the vendor side. And it was like, oh my God, I gotta hire and train people. Like, vendors need us too. And so the whole point is that you're almost like outsourcing all of your phone content behind the scenes. And I don't sell it as just behind the scenes. Like, it is literally like the best friend with a phone. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Let me
I'm so
address
sorry I
this real
jumped
quick.
over that.
This is the part this is what when we met at lunch, I said, you need to explain this to me. I don't understand what you're doing. This is the first thing she said. We are not replacing videography. Is that not what you said?
Correct.
When she comes in, she does not do any posing of the bride and groom. I do the posing. I'm taking pictures of the bride and groom. She is literally off to the right or to the left, just doing video clips. That's it. The bride and groom do not have to go to their phone because they want to do a TikTok or they want to get their thing. And this is the part she explained to me. She does no posing. She just comes in, takes pictures, and does video clips behind the scenes of what everybody's doing. If the bride specifically says, hey, we have a certain TikTok we want to do, the bride lets her know. She figures out how to do it. She literally does the clips to do what it needs to do. 24 hours later, she turns over every video clip that she took on that wedding day over to the bride. The bride wakes up the next morning, there's all of her video clips. She makes her own TikTok and posts it. That blew me away. She does not get in the way with video. Jeff's over here from Rockstar. She does not replace anything that you and I do. She actually, as a vendor, she's coming to behind the scenes of me doing one of my weddings in October, where she's going to mic me up and she's actually going to walk and talk and have conversations with me. I'm going to clear it with the bride first. She's going to do behind the scenes clips of me. And then now when she's getting that, and she's going to do the wedding, she's going to get those clips of the bride and groom kissing in the first dance, those things I can't get my cell phone out of my pocket to do. All my cameras have the capability of video and photo. I don't want to split my talents. I don't want to have to do that. I want to stick and stay in my lane and just do the photos, and that's what I'm hired for. That's what that blew me away when she said that they don't do any videography, they don't replace it, they're not stepping on anybody's toes. It's brides and grooms hire her specifically for that. Now, this is what blew me away. What states are you in?
I'm in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York,
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
How many people do you have under you working for you?
So right now we have a team of 4. Katie's in the back.
If you
Hands up
don't
for
tell
Katie.
me, yeah, and that's what she's doing today. Exactly what she's talking about. That's the clips that she's doing. The day that we did that content for the bridal thing, I got this email with like 75 clips of me taking pictures of everything that I was doing. I was able to use those clips and then put pictures afterwards of what I was taking a picture of, and then I got 3 to 5 seconds of the clip of me taking the pictures and setting it all up. This is now the new norm, that brides and grooms are now hiring content creators to follow them around so the bride and the bridesmaid don't have to pull out their own phone. Is that not crazy or what? Question in the back.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So the bride and groom hires you.
Mm-hmm.
When do the vendors also hire you too? Like how does that work?
Yeah.
I hire her separately.
So I'm getting married, I hire her.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're my photographer.
Yep.
You know she's gonna be there, so now you're paying her.
Nope.
Like how does it work?
She hires you. You hire her. Her 100% job is you.
Okay.
I am not the focus at all.
But then
So just like any other wedding media vendor, I'm part of the team. Like
Right.
if I get good clips of you, I'm posting them, I'm tagging them, and I'm sending them to you.
Yeah.
Right? The same way. And so everyone and this is, every content creator is different, right? This is still a new space. Everyone's figuring out how to run their business. The way that I roll is I want to be mutually beneficial for every single person on every single day that I'm on. Obviously, I am serving the person who hired me immediately, right? Like they're my main focus and my main priority. But by default, right, like my main goal is always to not get in the way of the media team.
Yeah.
That's what makes me better than a bridesmaid or better than like Auntie Carol with her iPad, right? And so the goal.
Oh, the iPads.
Shout out the iPad aunties. Shout out, we love you, Aunt Carol. Shout out the iPad aunties. They do it because they are excited and they care. But the goal, right, is to make sure we're getting high quality content for my client, which could be the couple, could be Ron, the photographer, could be the wedding planner, could be the caterer. I've had pretty much now almost every vendor type hire me. Yeah.
This works with any business.
Right.
Any business that you want behind the scenes of, this can work for any part of that. So to answer your question, she does not get paid twice. So the bride pays, you paid her, I'm not paying her also, so she's getting paid twice. Her sole intent is you. She might get me in a couple of shots around in the background, but that's it.
What she gets on you
She'll send it to me.
for free.
Yes, because she's already there.
That's what I want.
The day that I hire her with the sole intent of shadowing me, she's going to get the wedding part of it, but it's all about me and my behind the scenes. Now I get them, the bride and groom do not get them. Her intent for me is shadowing me, and that's it.
Okay. That's what I was.
She's like a dedicated second shooter, but just doing the video.
Just content.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Yes.
So these clips are sent via email the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm a dinosaur, but how is this not overwhelming if there's all these tiny clips that they have to then generate their TikToks from? These brides are already ahead of the game. Is that?
I mean, the
Yeah.
honest answer is
They all
yeah.
know
So they're very, right, and this is, yeah, and it is not a bad question because that's where.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
No. I am.
Thank you, Jessica.
I have had to, that's kind of why I wanted to wait to do vendor content a little bit. Most of my couple clients are hiring me because they already know, love, and value this thing.
Correct.
They know what to do when they get 200 clips, right? Plus.
And it's all in order of whatever happened during the day.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be reception, video clip.
I organize it.
It's all organized accordingly. So they know whatever they're looking for, it's all right there. And it just blows my mind that this is even a thing.
It's pretty wild what they can do so quickly. But for vendors, like that's part of the, like what I'm trying to build,
Yep.
right? Is that when I send you a Dropbox with 200 clips in it, organized by section of the day of the styled shoot that we did, that you can then take that and actually do something with it,
Yeah.
that you can transact on that. Because in that Dropbox, it's literal gold, right? Like this could be your social media content for a year if you wanted it to be. But the swap, the switch from like, oh my God, there's 200 files here.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck do I do with this? I'm like perfecting it every day. I'm
Yeah.
like, how do I make this as like easy to get your head around as possible?
Yeah. And let me just address something real quick. I'm old school, OG.
OG?
This is now the new norm. One of the things she said to me was very encouraging to me. I have editing to do. I've got a business to run. I don't have time to go through all of my social media. She said one of the biggest things that people are mistaking it by is they think they have to post 5 times a day, 7 days a week. That's not the case. No. To be on the radar is just having a social presence. Even if it's just once a week, a bride's not going to go by you because you're not posting 7 times a day. That's not what she's talking about. What you post makes a difference. Posting at least, try and do it like every other day for your own benefit. But that made me feel better knowing that I don't feel like I'm going to be missed if I'm not posting once a day, 7 days a week. So that's a lie. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think people are not going to see us because we're not doing that. So don't be overwhelmed by that and skip it, say, oh, it's just too overwhelming. What I do, one of the things I'm going to address, is I schedule it. I schedule an hour every other day to do my social media. I shut my phone off, I set the timer on Alexa, and I will literally just go through my social media, making my posts. I went to Aruba and I posted, and I set my computer up to go through my software and post once or twice a day, every single day, every day that I was gone. I had a friend call me up when I got back. It's like, hey, I thought you were on vacation. I was like, I am. I scheduled all of that. So don't be overwhelmed. Just take the time, schedule all your posts. Put an hour aside, do 5 days, schedule them all. You're good. Then just post in between your add-ins. So don't be overwhelmed by that. Go ahead.
And I do like, I
And then
cull.
Jeff's got a question.
So I essentially do a culling the same way a photographer would. I'm not doing a videographer level cull, but I'm going through and I'm picking out, like when I'm doing vendor content, I'm picking out like, here were the best like 10 clips of the day, here are the best 50 clips of the day. And I also do editing. So when we do services, we do some level of short form content creation, like ready made for you. So it's like, you get it all, you can use it all, it's yours, and then we'll also kind of help you apply it. Okay, one more question about
Jeff.
what I do, and then we can keep going.
Yeah. So, one question. So, like your packages, like I know you create the content, but you kind of already answered it. At what level do you like edit it? Are you just creating it and like, here you go, you edit it? Or are you creating like reels and tagging them? Are you doing like that and like the TikToks and you're tagging it
Yes.
on your account and tagging them?
Yes, so there's kind of a weird line. So we do not do full-blown social media management. That is for a reason. I want nothing to do with it. I have Rex. If you guys need a social media manager, like I've got Rex for you. But what I will do is I will give you all of the raw content, right? You could do whatever you want with it. You can edit it into reels, you can put filters on it, you can literally, truly whatever you want to do. And then I will also make a certain level or number of short form like edits for you in each package. When you're working with me on like day of, again, like I'm playing by team rules. Like everything I post, everybody's tagged in. And so it's a pain, right? Like, and we all like struggle with that, but man, is it worth it. And so I'm always making sure that my vendors have an easy, like, add to story, right? And like, great, you appeared on social media today.
So when you're doing your weddings, are you literally, I know you're for the bride, you're just working for her, but I know it's a big, it takes a village to put a wedding on.
Yeah.
Are you literally taking content of like, flowers and every single vendor,
Yeah.
regardless, and you're giving it to them for free?
Yeah.
And then are you asking for any, like, can you just tag me or?
Yeah, it's like,
essentially?
I'm just here for the vibes. Like we customize our coverage, right? And so some couples will say to me like, I don't really care about the details so much, right? I spend a little less time with it. Sometimes they say, I want to see the whole room set up. Like we spend so much money on that freaking room. Like I care so much about it. I don't care about candids in the bridal suite right now. Like I want you to go get set up. And so each couple client is different in terms of what they've told me they want. And I'll do that, but I'm not leaving a wedding without getting like a little bit of everything. I do, yeah. So right now we only send one person to each wedding, but now we've got the team, we can add on a second shooter if we really needed to, but that would be crazy.
Something else that she does too, that I know you do, is she reaches out to the photographer and videographer ahead of time
Yeah.
with that couple so that they know what to expect, and like, she gives her like fun energy up front, so like, you know that it's not coming in threatening, like, I'm not replacing you, I'm not doing any of that, it's a collaborative effort, so I know you do a good job with that too.
Have you considered, like, yeah, I know everyone at their, at weddings are just have their phones out. I know it's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
I deal with it all the time. Do you give them opportunities for like everyone there if they want to, upload their photos or their videos? They can have a QR code that, they can just upload all their stuff to a Dropbox request and it goes right to the couple rather than them getting bombarded with text messages and.
Yeah,
do
it's
you do stuff like that too?
not yet. It is in the works. So it is something that, right, like the file management, the file management in and of itself is like a beast for couples to manage. I think half of my clients are like, we want no phones. Like we see the aisle shots with the 62 phones, like we don't want phones. Yeah, and so now that I've gotten a solid feel of how does this day go? How do like guests interact with this or not? It's something we're thinking about adding is like, we will help the couple with an entire like strategy, a phone management and social media management strategy for their wedding, which is crazy to say, but it's a real thing. More and more of our clients are starting to literally put in their programs and at the beginning of their ceremony say like, unplugged, we have a hired professional phone here, and they send my Dropbox to all their guests. And so it's like, iPad Auntie Carol, do not worry. Like, we've got it. And I have literally like been standing next to the grandma who's like trying to get the phone clip. And I've been like, I got you, and I'll airdrop it to her. And she's like over the moon, right? That's like the best thing. I'll do it on her phone for her. And that just benefits everybody in the wedding day, right? Because it gives everybody else some breathing room. It also gives all these people that immediate itch to scratch. The media vendors that I work with tell me that when they work with me, they do not get that like 1 week email that's like, when's our gallery going to be done? It protects your space because they've gotten that immediate itch that they wanted to scratch. They created FOMO in everybody else. Look how nice my wedding was. Look how beautiful I looked. Look how much fun we had, right? They got all that out of the way. And it kind of protects the space for the art. Like, that's how I feel about it. And so we want to do more and more strategy in terms of helping couples think about that so that it protects the sanctity of everyone else's space.
All right, can we hold the questions till
I'm
later?
like way over time. Yeah,
That's okay.
please.
That's
Where
okay.
are we?
I already did it.
You already did it. Okay. Set clear goals. So this helps filter out the noise of social media. There is this overwhelming pressure to go viral yesterday, right? You need to be posting 7 times a day. You need to be blah, 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 blah. Use this trending audio. Use this filter. Blah, blah, blah. Have you heard of this new CapCut app? Whatever. Set clear goals for social media that align with your business. And like, think about that really hard. So when I'm starting my content creation business, I am in the business of social media. I had to make a very clear decision in my eyes. Do I care about virality or not, right? My goal is social media, but that doesn't mean I have to care about virality, right? And I made a very clear decision. I don't care about virality. I'm not the content creator for you if your main goal of hiring me is to go viral. There's other content creators for that. And so I structured my whole social media strategy completely different than if my goal was virality. If your goal is to sell your digital product to 10,000 people this month all over the world, like, okay, then yeah, your goal is virality. And so you need to do things differently. But if you're a local service and you have a certain X amount of client that you want to book this year or next year, or you have a specific venue you want to work at, or you have a specific planner you want to work with, think about those very specific goals, and you need to be tailoring your content and your social media strategy accordingly. You need to like choose different behaviors. Don't worry about virality and followers. That's like the same way I'm saying like kind of block out the noise. For the most part, in general, followers do not equal sales. Right? And like I could say that all day. It's so easy to look at the other vendor who started their business at the same time as you and they have 10,000 followers and I only have 800. Are you happy with your sales or not?
That's it.
Right?
Yep.
If you are not happy with your sales, great. Okay, there's some fine tuning. But if you're hitting your sales goals and you're happy with how your business is progressing, who gives a shit about the followers, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. To some degree, like, is there some validity to having some social proof, right? That like, okay, like if 800 people have cared to follow this person before, maybe I'm more apt to follow them than if they only have 40 followers. Sure, that is like true within that, like you're just starting out threshold, but you don't need 1 million followers tomorrow to make sales. I already said that. Content for each business should look very different depending on your goals, right? And so that's where, like, don't compare your content to other businesses either, because you have no idea what they're trying to achieve with that piece of content. And so don't just like blindly replicate content that you see out there. Think about it of like, what am I doing and why am I doing it? And then build your content and it will have different results. Clickies. How behind am I? What time is it, guys?
It is.
Where am I?
7:06.
Okay. Identify content buckets. This is one piece of advice that you will probably see very frequently because influencers do this and they actually do this very well. This is the one thing that I would say, like, pay attention here because there's a reason it exists. When I say buckets, I literally mean just that. You are identifying categories of content that you are going to be sharing, and this is tied to your business goals, tied to your brand, and tied to who you are. Content can feel very overwhelming and very chaotic, and I hear this all the time. I don't know what to post. What am I supposed to be posting? Well, what categories have you selected for your business as what you're going to share? And that should be based on all those other things we talked about, right? This shouldn't be a mystery. People ask me all the time, like, can I post personal stuff? Can I post, what do I put on my business account? And again, like, it's all about the content buckets. If you are a wedding planner and you love skincare, right? Like on your personal TikTok, it's all skincare. And your clients also love skincare, you can make that one of your wedding planner content buckets. There's no reason you can't. But like all the other peripheral stuff is kind of just noise if it's not channeled and categorized. You do want people to be able to reasonably expect something consistent from you. And so when you hear like be consistent on social media, this is a huge part of that. People want to know when they follow your account, they want to know what they can rely on you for as a business. And so think about this. I recommend usually 3 to 5. 5's kind of a lot. I think when you're starting out and you're really struggling with content, I think keep it to 3.
That's good advice.
Experiment and test theories. Your analytics will tell you what your content buckets should be if you're not sure. And so go through and look, like what has performed the best over the past 6 months of me posting. Whatever is performing best, take that and amplify it, replicate it, right? Something there struck a chord with your audience and your followers. And so, maybe we're onto something. I've had people say, I posted this like one thing of a seating chart and it went viral, right? And I have no idea, like, what does that mean? That probably means that was an interesting and unique seating chart that people haven't seen done before. And it had like thousands and thousands of favorite saves, which means people were like, oh, save that. And it's like, okay, one of your content buckets needs to be ideas. Like it's that simple. For every wedding you go to or every wedding you design, every unique element can be its own piece of content because that is a content bucket. It's wedding inspo or wedding ideas.
Does that kind of mean too that you can look at your competitors or your peers and see what is popular in their content and kind of like all right, this one got 3.5 million, these ones only got 1,500.
If your goals are the same as theirs.
Gotcha.
And that's where people get lost really quick, right? When they're like, oh, I want to replicate that same reel.
Well, does it relate to me? You know, like if that video does it pull me? And I'm like, why is it pulling me? Well, it's aligning with what I see.
Then yeah, like I think, everyone will, the audience will tell you what it wants to see, right? And we have that wealth of analytics. If you see that your competitors or a business that you very much align with their goals and their values, and you're like, I want my business to look like that in 2 years, if every time they post this one thing, it's hitting, try it, right? And that's my other thing is like experiment and test it, right? Like people have, and this is what I say in the beginning, this is so unserious, right? People have absolute meltdowns when they post something and it only got 2 likes. Or it didn't go viral, or man, I spent hours editing that clip and like it just didn't hit. It is okay. Test. Like this should be quick and experimental until you find what hits. You need to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks to a degree.
Like trends too, like that girl math
Yes.
vendor, like I took money months ago, so I guess
I'm working for free.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that you saw, because I have different interests. I saw it in the wood shop, I saw it in the 3D printer.
Yep.
It was all over the place, but analytics was pinging it. So you either rode that wave or you watched other people ride the wave.
Yeah. But the riding the wave may or may not deliver for you in terms of
Exactly.
revenue. And that's the thing. It's like you could spend so much time chasing trends and trying to be on trend and what's the new meme today and what's the new sound I have to record, but it might not net sales. And that's where it's like, I think it's good to pay attention, watch what's happening, experiment, try it, but don't just chase that because you'll end up in like memeville with like, no sales.
I mean,
Yeah.
Doing business with them, I don't expect to be doing emojis and memes when I'm about to spend $1,000 on a business.
Yeah.
So,